She was 3 years old. He was 54. It was not an unfamiliar place, as she went there often to play with her friend, his daughter. She just needed to go to the restroom, and then the unthinkable happened. He removed her pants and, in her own words, did those things to her. This video will be triggering to each and every person listening, especially if you are a mother. But please, keep listening till the end. No matter how hard it is to hear, we need to realize that it's not always the boogeyman out there. Most of the time, it's someone we know, even a friend, or worse, a family member. And we trust those closest to us to love and care for our babies, just like we do. But the monsters out there, most of the time, are wolves in sheep's clothing. So never let your guard down. Question every action, because time cannot be turned back. A horrific act like this cannot be undone. Hi, welcome or welcome back. This is Crime Science and my name is Ani. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please hit the subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed and hit the notification bell to be notified of any new uploads. Please also hit the like button. It really helps to get this video out there. And this heartbreaking South African case didn't nearly get the attention it deserves. A very brave girl became the youngest person in South Africa to testify in her own rape case over the course of 4 days. 4 days. Just imagine that little human having to go through a court case and testify over the course of 4 days. That's almost a week. How brave. During her testimony, the child used anatomically correct dolls to demonstrate what happened to her. Her name would for obvious reasons not be made public, but for the sake of this video, I want to give that girl a name. I know this isn't her name, but with the most respect possible, I don't just want to call her that girl. Let's call her Pearl. So, this was a normal day. Pearl went to visit her friend. The mother of the friend was at work, and it was only the father there. But there was no problem with that. Pearl returned home safely every other time she went there for a visit, so it didn't occur to Pearl's parents that this day could be any different from any other. But it was. This day changed Pearl's life forever. Pearl told the court in her own words that Ian Hoggins called her as she walked to the toilet. He removed her clothing, assaulted and raped her, and he photographed her private parts with his cell phone. Ian then told Pearl not to tell anyone. I can't even wrap my mind around this. So the picture in my head is these two beautiful baby girls watching their favorite movie in the living room, and this evil monster just looking at them from afar. This couldn't have been a sudden impulse, could it? He must have been standing there, waiting for his moment. And then Pearl got up. He saw it, and he stopped her on her way to the toilet. Some reports talk about a diaper, so she was probably still wearing pull-ups, just in case. He called her. So, reports are not specific as to where this happened, but the friend, Ian Hoggins' daughter, was still in the living room watching movies. We also don't have her age. My heart just breaks when painting the picture in my head. He probably took her into a room, calling her to show her something and then closing the door behind them. And Pearl, not suspecting anything, followed Ian. This baby was only 3 years old. Her mind doesn't work like that yet. No alarm bells would have rung, and even if it did, what could she have done? There was just no way she could defend herself against a 54-year-old monster. He removed her clothes, assaulted her, raped her, and took pictures of her private part. Now, this is an adult man doing this to a baby. Imagine the pain. There was no way that she did not try to stop him. There was no way that she did not try to scream. What did he do to stop her from making a sound, from alerting his daughter in the other room? And then, when he was done, he told her to keep it to herself. What? At this very moment, I feel like screaming. What did he think? That he could just return to life as normal? that he could just do the same the next time she came to visit. There was the chance that Paul could have kept quiet. It happens in so many cases. But this girl is different. She told her mother. But before we go there, Paul had to exit the room where she was assaulted, and she had to go back to her friend. She had to sit quietly on the couch, watching movie, staring at the screen but not taking in anything, just feeling the pain and wondering what just happened. So that night, Paul told her mother. Ian had hurt her. He had hurt her very much. When taken to the doctor for examination, she repeated her account of what happened. And well done to this mother. We still get mothers that don't take their children serious when they report these things. And here I'm not just talking about our girls. It also happened to our boys. And the most respectable to speaking up. Just imagine how confused she must have been. Paul's mother testified that after this, her daughter became afraid, anxious, and avoided people. She would hide behind her mother and turn away from male persons, showing clear signs of trauma. Paul began having nightmares and required prescribed medication for anxiety following this incident. On 26 September 2025, Ian Hoggins was handed the maximum sentence in the Thembalethu Regional Court in George, a beautiful town in the Western Cape along the coastline. The area around George features numerous beaches, lagoons, and other coastal features, but in this beautiful town, a monster was hiding in plain sight. Ian was sentenced to life imprisonment for rape, along with 5 years for sexual assault, and 8 years for illegal possession of 124 child images. After sentencing, Hoggins' legal representative informed the court of intentions to appeal all convictions and sentences. However, the court denied this request, ruling that the accused must serve his sentence immediately. The court also ordered his name to be registered in the National Register of Sex Offenders. Ian Hoggins then soon after the ruling attempted by stabbing himself in the neck with a sharp object in court immediately after the bail decision, and he had to be rushed to hospital. Wow, I wonder if that was for show or was he just so scared to go to jail. Now, 124 images. I really don't think all 124 photos were of Paul. Were there other photos of his own daughter? And this question is not out of curiosity. If there are photos of his own daughter, I would like to think that it's also addressed when she goes for counseling. I also feel sorry for Ian's wife. Just imagine the guilt she must carry around with her daily. Were there ever any signs that Ian would do something like this? And then the scariest question in her mind, did he ever do something to his own daughter? We know by now that things like this doesn't just happen. It's actions that escalate. Then, let's say the other photos are not from his daughter. Was it photos he took himself of other girls? Was it downloaded or purchased photos? Where did he get it from? That can under no circumstance be a shut case. There is more to this than just a conviction. Paul didn't testify over the course of 4 days just to empower herself. She did it to save others. She did it to make sure the monster never does this to anyone else. Now it's the job of SAPS to make sure that no stone is unturned to make sure all victims are found and assisted, and it's our responsibility to hold SAPS accountable to not just celebrate a conviction, but also protect other victims. My heart breaks in 1,000 pieces for Paul's mother. There was just no way that she could have known that something like this would happen. The guilt she must walk around with every breath she takes. The helplessness she must feel every time she looks at her daughter, wishing that she could turn back time. And then Paul. Although we now see her as strong, she is still the one with all the memories in her little 4-year-old brain. Not just the short-term trauma, but also the long-term trauma and the effect it will have on her personal relationships. My wish is that she also gets the help she needs to heal as much as she possibly can. The specific prison where Ian Hoggins is currently being held has not been made public. Apparently, that's for his own safety. I'm not even going to say anything to that. Do you think the sentence Ian received was enough? I mean, 5 years for sexual assault. There is no way that 5 years are enough. It's very seldom that people like him are rehabilitated. And if it wasn't for the other sentences, he could have walked the streets in 5 years or less. Move into a nice house just next to any one of us. Please leave your opinion in the comment section. Any interaction on this video gives YouTube the green light to push it out more, and I really think that this case needs way more publicity. So also share it with family and friends, and let's make some noise. Not only when a life is lost, but also to honor Paul and encourage other girls to speak up if they as much as feel uncomfortable in someone's presence. And to all the mothers and fathers out there, please believe your babies, even if they accuse someone you can never in your wildest dreams imagine would do anything to harm a child. So tonight, hug your babies extra tight. I know I will. Until next time, bye.